Hello, I'm Jim Roberts. I'm host of Senior Living in Alexandria. We're here once again this month with another entertaining and hopefully interesting program that relates to seniors in Alexandria, but also family, friends, caregivers, those who work with seniors, and just people that are interested in what's going on with the seniors in Alexandria. We do this monthly program as a service to the community. It's sponsored by Senior Services of Alexandria, and it's a pleasure to be here today. I've got a special guest today. I'm here with Jane King. Jane was with us about a year ago, but she's come back. She's got some fresh news today. She's the chair of the Strategic Planning Committee of the Alexandria Commission on Aging, and she has in her hands a fresh report, and she's not going to read it to you today, but she's going to tell us where it came from, how it came about, but more importantly, where it's going. So first off, though, before we do that, let's introduce you a little bit to our audience. What's your job there, and how did you come into it? How did you get involved with the Commission on Aging?
I actually worked for AARP for 8 years,
Okay.
and then when I retired, it was suggested to me that I become a volunteer for AARP.
You could retire from AARP? I'm sorry.
That I be a volunteer in Virginia for AARP, and it was further suggested that I join the Commission on Aging in Alexandria. So that was over 9 years ago.
Okay.
But at AARP, the last portion of those 8 years, I worked in livable communities issues, so I was very excited to work with the Commission on Aging and help plan for Alexandria as a livable community for all ages.
So you are a volunteer serving as part of the Commission's work.
That's right.
Give us a little bit of background on the Commission. What did it do, and what's the background on how you came up with the master plan?
In around 2010, those of us on the Commission really got anxious to plan further to help the city plan to accommodate an increasing aging population. So fortunately, the City Council at that time allowed us to hire a consultant who was a great deal of help, but it was the Commission on Aging and the Division of Aging and Adult Services that really helped to identify what the needs are. So this is how we approached it. We had to find out what's available in the city.
Okay.
We had to find out the opinions of older residents. In order to identify their needs, we had 2 town hall meetings, and we also did a survey. So with that, we also knew that we would have to have partners throughout the city to help us get this job done.
Okay.
What we did understand at the outset, though you might think that the main concern would be aging services,
Right.
but you have to have appropriate, accessible, affordable housing, good transportation services, and I'll be describing more of this, but it's
more
almost
of a holistic.
a very holistic approach. Most people want to stay in their homes as they age.
I see.
Most of us love Alexandria and we want to stay here. But a good amount of work has to be done to make it possible for us.
What did you learn? What are some of the trends that you found in Alexandria in your work?
What we have found is that we need to be very conscious of the diversity of our population, of those who are living in poverty. Something like a quarter of those 65 and over are earning or have to spend less than $30,000 a year. Some are living strictly on Social Security. So part of the Commission's goal is to make sure that those people are able to age in some kind of comfort and in good health.
Well, let me ask another one. Now, okay, so you're in the implementation phase. I understand there's a new dimension to what you're trying to do that takes it beyond Alexandria. Can you fill us in on what is that, and how'd you come to that, and what are the advantages?
Okay, well, this is the current Alexandria plan, which ends in 2017.
Okay.
So as a commission, we felt that we should be looking beyond 2017 to 2018 to 2020 and update this. But we have a great opportunity because the World Health Organization has developed a program around creating livable communities, and AARP has adopted it for the U.S. It would be great for us if we could become part of what ARP calls the Age-Friendly Community Network, because ARP can connect us to many communities around the country. It has an annual meeting for all participants in the network.
It's up and running.
It's up and
in place.
running.
Okay.
Yes, there are at least 100 current members, and I think that many who are in the application phase. That's where we are. So the benefit is advice from ARP, a robust website with all kinds of ideas, and we will certainly be looking at ARP for some ideas, especially around intergenerational programs in some areas where we are lacking that would not be too difficult for the Commission to work on.
What intergenerational,
So
you mean in terms of programs that involve
both
seniors, but also
younger people.
families, young people?
Yes.
I see. Millennials.
Yeah, that's right. Millennials or even younger, because we have found over and over again that older adults especially like to be with young children. A lot of us are grandparents, so
that's great.
Yeah, so it would be very
How long has this worldwide initiative, and then the AARP is in the U.S., how long is this, where did it start?
AARP's been doing it for 4 or 5 years,
Okay.
and the World Health Organization had established it before that.
Do you have to have a strategic plan in the community to qualify to be part
No,
of the network?
you can start from scratch. We're lucky because we have this as a predecessor document. But if we are approved in the network, we have 2 years to do a new plan, which will be very helpful because, as I mentioned, you need to know a lot before you start planning, and we're going to have to assess what we've accomplished and what we need.
Okay.
I think we'll probably do it faster than 2 years because we have this document, but it gives us a good amount of time.
What are the requirements of that? That's an interesting proposition. I mean, sharing ideas alone is worthwhile, but it sounds extremely useful for the Commission for Alexandria, for our participation in it.
It will be very useful. We will be able to talk to other communities. How did you solve this problem? What suggestions do you have about that? And ARP will actually review our plan and give us suggestions. So we are not going to hire a consultant this time, but in some ways ARP can help guide us.
I think one of the things I've observed about the strategic plans that are done in Alexandria, that it's not just the Commission, but you have to energize all the constituent organizations and get them motivated. What's your role in it, and how do you participate? Does that sound the direction you're going?
We are engaged with several of the agencies in Alexandria and several of the nonprofits. I can mention Senior Services of Alexandria is one that's heavily engaged.
Okay.
Its director, Mary Lee, is on the Commission, and they're very supportive. At Home in Alexandria is supportive. Rebuilding Together Alexandria, which rehabs homes of seniors who are low income because they can't afford it themselves. So there are all kinds of relationships we develop.
Okay. We're going to have to go to a break, so we'll talk a little bit about some of the programs that you've envisioned for Alexandria, and maybe what you've learned from the AARP initiative when we come back. So we'll be back and look forward to hearing more. Thank you.
Here's your April community calendar. Do you like jazz? Check out the Jazz for Justice concert on Tuesday, April 5th at 7:30 p.m. at Nova's Rachel Schlesinger Concert and Arts Center. It's located at 3001 North Beauregard Street in Alexandria. This fun event is being sponsored by the Alexandria Bar Association. Doors open at 6 p.m. for a cash bar and jam session. For more information, go to jforjalexandria.wordpress.com or call 703-548-1106. The Senior Services April Speaker Series is happening on April 13th on Aging Well in Alexandria. We're talking about working together for a livable community for all ages. City representatives will discuss plans for making Alexandria a livable community for all ages and improving the lives of senior residents. You will hear about all the programs and opportunities available to seniors, and you'll get to help set priorities for the future. The event is taking place at Beatley Central Library, 5005 Duke Street in Alexandria from 10 a.m. to noon. It's free, but we'd like you to register at seniorservicesalex.org or by calling 703-836-4414, extension 110. The Robust Walkathon is taking place on April 27th at Ben Brenman Park off Duke Street in the west end of Alexandria. Come join us as we take a walk around this lovely park and see all the flowers and trees in bloom, and learn a few techniques for how to increase your flexibility and endurance. We start at 10 a.m. and will end around 11:30. For more information, go to seniorservicesalex.org or call 703-836-4414. Happy April!
Hello, my name is Sterling Lindsay, Director of Dining Services here at Goodwin House Alexandria. And today we will be presenting to you a food demonstration from the nutritional side. Here at Goodwin House Alexandria, we do a ton of different meals with a variety of an assortment of flavors from all over the country. But today we'll be doing a nutritional meal prepared by Chef Derek Campbell, which is our executive chef here, and he will be doing a dish made specifically for you. Bon appetit, everyone.
Hi, I'm Mary Ann Beatty. I'm with Senior Services of Alexandria, and I'm happy to be here with Chef Derek Campbell at Goodwin House Alexandria. And Chef Derek is going to do some demonstrations for us today with some quick, easy, nutritious food that you can cook at home. And welcome. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. And I'm glad that you're here at Goodwin House Alexandria to enjoy a nice meal with us today. So today we're going to do, I'm going to serve what is called a grapefruit and avocado salad.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of the salads that's featured on our Alexandria menu. Just a little backdrop behind that story. It was one of the last salads to go on our Alexandria menu, and it wound up being one of the most favorite salads on there.
Great.
Absolutely.
Oh.
So that'll come today with grapefruit, some grilled chicken, and a nice little citrus vinaigrette. Okay. With dried cranberries.
Okay.
So we're going to have a little fun today.
Great. Well, let's get
Absolutely.
started. Okay.
All right. So the salads are pretty simple. I pretty much prepared everything in advance, you know, so that we could, speed up the process. But this is lovely. So here we go. We got spring mix. And as always in Goodwin House and in Dining Services, we definitely wear gloves with all our products, okay, as we're preparing.
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay. So we're going to add, put a little salad in there.
So do you normally use just your mixed spring greens for your salads?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. We'll rotate. In this salad, we use romaine. We use spring mix. We do have spinach. We'll rotate kale in as well. Kale is a healthy option. That's actually our superfood for the month is kale. Okay. All right. So we got some avocado. All right. We're going to use a little onion. Okay. There's a little grapefruit. Grapefruit sections. These are fresh grapefruit sections that we actually peel.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
All right. And that's the creme de la creme right there.
Oh, yeah, that's
is
yummy.
the avocado.
And avocado is good for you, right?
Very healthy.
Yeah.
Very healthy. Has great fat content, and a lot of people love it. I remember when I didn't like avocado. Now I can just eat it. It's like a tomato.
Right.
Very
right.
lovely.
Yeah.
And this is our house-made citrus vinaigrette. Okay?
Oh.
All right. So we'll pour a little of that in there.
Oh, yummy.
Okay. And we're gonna toss it up. Give it a nice little toss. Okay. And as always, when we serve our salads, we serve them on cold plates, especially coming out of our Alexandria kitchen. Okay. So finished product is, of course, the salad.
Ooh.
We build it up nice and big.
Yeah.
Okay. Our residents love it. They
Uh-huh.
want to make sure that they see everything.
Yummy.
Yummy. All right. And then lastly, we will toss it with a nice piece of grilled chicken.
Now, if you're doing chicken at home, how would you recommend people grill their chicken?
I would, of course, you grill it well done, okay? Make sure it's at 165, okay? And then you chill it, okay? It could be served hot or cold. I prefer it cold because everything is married together.
And would you do it on top of the stove, or?
Absolutely, or you can do it on an outdoor grill. I mean, if you have a cast iron grill, which I have at my house, I just do it right on top of the stove, marinate it, and grill it. Absolutely.
And if people want the ease of convenience, could they buy the already grilled chicken in the grocery store? Do you?
Absolutely.
That works too?
Yes, they can. can. They can buy
Okay.
the grilled chicken strips if they want, and then make it even faster.
Right.
You know, they can just bang. Grilled
Perfect.
chicken strips, and that's it. So I'm gonna
Okay.
finish this up. I'm gonna top
Okay.
it off like that,
Uh-huh.
and then we're gonna finish it up with some dried cranberries.
Oh, yum.
Okay, and that is our
Wow.
grapefruit
Oh.
and avocado salad.
Well, that is wonderful.
Okay.
So thank you very much. That's an easy recipe for
Mm-hmm.
a nice lunch or a light dinner, and we'll have the recipe on our website.
Absolutely.
And we want to thank you for coming, being on our show today,
Thank you.
and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
All right.
We're back. I'm here with Jane King, and she's today representing the Strategic Plan Committee of the Alexandria Commission on Aging. We talked a little bit about the background and history of that, but now we want to look forward to see what's a little bit more in the strategic plan for seniors in Alexandria. So there's a number of programmatic areas that I think you're prepared to recommend and hopefully to implement that will affect seniors. So there's a list of them here. Let's go down and see what you've got to say. Tell us about what you would recommend on housing.
On housing, I think a lot of us in Alexandria know we are severely lacking affordable housing, and good housing for older adults should also be accessible in case that person or residents in the home will need a wheelchair or a walker. But we are missing now 12,000 units of affordable housing.
Wow.
So there's so much work to do. So we are working closely with the Office of Housing, which supports the creation of affordable housing. And we will be monitoring carefully any new developments, especially to urge that they be accessible. We're also very concerned about creating affordable assisted living in Alexandria. It's very important, and we don't have it. There is affordable assisted living, but you have to go as far as Manassas if you can't afford what's in the city. The Office of Housing also offers many programs for people, for example, rent relief, loans for rehabbing homes and so forth. In some cases you would have to qualify for in terms of income, but also a real estate tax relief program. So it would be advisable for people listening to this to check the Office of Housing in Alexandria.
And a newer idea is aging at home as an alternative
most people
in terms
want,
of services delivered.
Exactly. And there are all kinds of services that even you can get, you could either get Meals on Wheels if you're homebound, or many restaurants now deliver at home. So there are many possibilities. There are many private services.
How about transportation?
Transportation, we have a fairly robust transportation system in Alexandria, but the kinds of things we're looking at, and we've looked at over time, but there still needs to be improvement in such things as street signage, so that we can see them in the times that it takes to cross the street. The bus stands and so forth, so that they're always clean. A place to sit down for older adults and people with disabilities. And also a bike and pedestrian plan is now being made, and we're monitoring that very carefully. It's important to know that most men will not be able to drive for 6 years of their lives,
Really?
and women 10 years. So
Really?
it's really important to try to learn what we do have here.
So if they don't have it, they've got the isolation and the need to get to services and
exactly.
et cetera.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
a large problem.
Yes.
How about community services? What do you have in mind?
Community services, Alexandria does a pretty good job on that. The big problem here is making sure that people who need it get the information. The Division of Aging and Adult Services has an information and referral service. All you have to do is call 703-746-5999, and you will get that. And I think that will show on the screen. ARP is doing a major programming in caregiving, and we will be involved in that to try to get assistance to caregivers, at least in terms of information and support.
And how about in terms of economic and workforce development? I know a lot of seniors don't give up the idea of working, but they also want to volunteer. What kind of opportunities there?
there are a lot of opportunities. We're kind of an activist community. There's Volunteer Alexandria that can identify volunteer opportunities, and we encourage all older adults to participate. I think being a volunteer does more for the volunteer sometimes than to the person being helped. But also in terms of economic development, there is a workforce development center in Alexandria. The commission works with that center. We would like to see more done to help older people who need jobs, because there is such a thing as age discrimination. We know that. There is help on creating your resume, on using computers and so forth, and there are also programs, but we would like to see more in that area. I would like to mention also that there is now a silver service card available to those in Alexandria 60 and over. Many Del Rey restaurants and shops are giving discounts.
It's a discount.
It's a
retail
discount card.
Okay.
And the commission, At Home in Alexandria, and Senior Services of Alexandria work together, and we'll be going beyond Del Rey soon. It's a wonderful program.
In development, that's a fairly new program.
It's a new program. Yes, it just launched.
What do you have in health, wellness, and safety? It's all in there, I know, but you're giving a very good summary.
In health, wellness, and safety. And also, there's a category called quality of life, and these tend to merge. What people told us at the town halls we had was, we want more recreation programs, we want more social gatherings, we want more intergenerational activities. We are very aware of that, want to create more programs in this area. I will say the Department of Recreation was extremely helpful. There is now a brochure called Power Up. It's also available on the website, which states all the programs for older adults.
Okay.
Volunteering is important within quality of life and health and wellness. We are concerned about about those people who are low income in diverse communities who may not know about the services. What the commission is planning to do is create a community ambassador program, and to go into all communities. There are a lot of older women living alone. There are immigrants. There are African American communities, all kinds of dispersed communities that we want to go into and help people understand what's available to them.
This comes into the last category, which is communications and outreach. Sounds like you've touched on that.
Yes.
But anything else in that category?
The community ambassador would be a major community program,
idea.
But we also now have racks in a lot of buildings with a lot of information about services available to seniors in the community.
So do you recommend reading this report, or should they rely on your very succinct, energetic summary?
If anybody's interested, this report is available at Alexandria, Virginia Aging. That's all you'd have to put into Google.
Okay.
And this would be very visible on the homepage of that
Powerful.
site.
Okay. We're almost out of time, but we want to make special mention to our audience that on April 13th, you and others will be part of a speaker series on aging well in Alexandria, and that'll be at 10 a.m. at the Beatley Library, and wanted to bring that to the attention of our audience, but give you an opportunity and some others. I think there's some other organizations that'll be there as well.
The city manager's office will be there, in the Division of Aging and Adult Services, and the basic purpose is to hear from people, what do we still need in Alexandria for people who are aging.
Okay, well, I think you've raised a lot of things for us to learn from and learn about, and there's a lot of things going on. It's maybe useful that you've been able to give us a pretty good summary of it. Thank you very, very much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.